to the United Nations Environmental Program, the palm oil industry is the leading cause of deforestation in both Indonesia and Malaysia, and approximately 300 soccer fields are destroyed an hour. For these little fruits right here. So what is palm oil? So it's a widely used vegetable oil, and it accounts for pretty much 50 to 65% of all of the vegetable used internationally in most of our products. So I tried to look up what it was in. It's pretty much in everything, like food, lipstick, candles, biofuel. It's just a very commonly used ingredient. And when I even looked at my own like pantry, the cookies and then Nutella, which I personally really love, and these little rice bars also had palm oil. So why is this an issue? Is that the issue stems from how the palm oil is collected. So in Malaysia and Indonesia, in order to create these plantations, they clear the land by burning down entire forests to create the plantations to replant the palm oil, the palm plants. So why is the palm oil industry any different or any more important than cutting down trees, since we cut down millions and billions probably of trees every year? So the main issue is that Indonesia and Malaysia is where most of this is concentrated, and these are very small countries, and they're burning down entire forests. So pretty much the reason why this palm oil is such widely used is because it's once planted, a single fruit can produce a single plant can produce fruit for more than 30 years. It's a highly lucrative crop, and it uses more oil per hectare over any major oilseed crop. So if we use any other oils, it would cause us to destroy even more land. So, and according to the FAO, data shows that between 1994 and 2004, palm oil increased over 400%. And additionally, major industry leaders are asking Indonesia specifically to further increase their supply by creating a domestic demand, because over the years there's been price fluctuations. In order to balance the price, they wanted Indonesia to also include biofuel, palm oil in their biofuel into their personal cars, increasing the demand for palm oil even further. And this single expansion has used up 340,000 hectares of the countryside, and currently 7 million overall hectares of land have been used, and there are 24.5 million still not used. Here's just a little graph showing the increase over the years of palm oil exports in Indonesia. So, well, it only goes up to 2006. For some reason, none of the graphs were recently, but it just shows the giant influx. So this has a giant impact on both rainforest and the wildlife. As you can see below in the pictures, they're just burning entire crops of land and then replanting them for the plantations. And these massive fires are also releasing large amounts of methane and greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. And that's also affecting not only the wildlife, but the local natives as well. So about 1/5 of palm oil plantations are also on peat swamps, and these peat swamps also release additional amounts of CO2 as well. And apparently 66% of climate change emissions come just from these plantations. And this makes Indonesia the 3rd highest greenhouse gas emitter, right below China and the US. And also, for an exact amount, there's 3,750 to 5,400 tons of CO2 that is released from these peat bogs versus 500 to only 900 tons for plantations that are not on these areas. So there's also affecting wildlife, obviously. Below is a picture of an orangutan who has been severely burned due to the fires. And a third of all species in Indonesia are considered critically endangered because of these fires, because of this unsustainable development, which is rapidly destroying their habitats. So some of the species that are endangered are the Sumatran tiger, rhinoceros, the sun bear, the proboscis monkey, and elephants, clouded leopards. And the animal that's been attracting the most attention are the orangutans, since 90% of their habitat has been destroyed, and Borneo and Sumatra is where they're primarily located. And approximately 1,000 to 5,000 are killed every year. Here's just an image. Since these plantations are encroaching into their habitat, many animals don't have anywhere to go, so they go back to the plantations, and the plantation owners don't like this, so they end up poisoning the animals. Here's the elephants. And a lot of rescue organizations, before they know that when a company is going to start burning down this land, they have to go in and actually try to save as many animals and orangutans as they can before they burn down the plots of land. Just a quick graph of how much deforestation damage has occurred. So impact on local people. There's kind of two sides to this. Some people state that the industry has actually helped the local people because it has been giving them a chance to actually make money and has improved their livelihoods. Because since it's such a growing industry, it's a lot of money in it. However, also, the other point is that they're also using child labor and forcing people to work on these plantations with little to no money as well. And just so, what can we do about it? There is an organization, the Roundtable, the RSPO, the Roundtable on Sustainable Operations, that are working to create a sustainable solution. So instead of destroying these forests, you create the palm oil plantations on land that is already degraded, and pretty much it just solves the problem right there. And currently there's 18 to 20% of major corporations who are doing their palm oil plantations this way. And I guess the main point is we can't really boycott the food since it's pretty much in everything, and it's such a sustainable fruit. If we used another fruit, it'd just destroy as much, if not more, land. So the major issue is just being aware of the problem and also contacting major corporations to make sure they, instead of going the cheap and easy way, they use the sustainable route so they don't destroy valuable resources in forests. And if you have any more questions or want to know information, you could go to that website right there to learn more about the issue.